Hi everybody, this is Diane. I have done a lot of work in one of these journals and I probably will do some more, but I want to do a video as I do some work in the next journal. So I have some of the stuff prepped or semi-prepped, but I'm just jumping in here right now. I worked on this first journal for a little while, and then I took a break and drove across town and went to see a matinee at the Sayre Theater. I don't usually do that by myself, but I wanted to see the wild robot, and it was really cute. The first thing I want to do is create a pocket for the inside cover, and I have done this pocket here, so I'm just going to make marks. Which one did I want? I think I wanted this one in this journal. These are the Tim Holtz wallpaper. These are the size they come. They're called faded wallpaper, I think. And you get a pack of them. Let's see. I'm going to mark how wide the top is. And I guess I need to cut some of this off first. I didn't measure anything when I made it. I just kind of, held it up and marked where I wanted to cut things. Now I'm just following what I did. So I'm just going to trim off a little bit of this wallpaper piece. Sometimes it's hard to see the mark you made when it is in the middle of a floral design. It's right there, kind of blended in with the green leaves. Okay, so now I marked where this top, the width of this top part. Now I need to mark the width of the lower part. And then I just put it on my cutter and line up the marks with the cutting line. So there's that mark, and there's that mark. Make sure the top one stayed in place when I swiveled. It doesn't really matter. It's not, it doesn't have to be precise. So there, that's pretty good. I stamped this from, I believe it's tailor-made. Sometimes I get tailor-made journals and Sam Poole stamps mixed up. Yes, this is tailor-made journals. She has 2 sets of French ads. And this one is from French Ads 1. They're made by Creative Expressions, and you might be able to find them on Amazon or through Creative Expressions website or through scrapbook.com. And I have this little bit of vintage lace that I'm going to glue along the edge. So I'm just going to put some glue along the edge here. Fabri-Tac glue. I'll leave the glue cap off because I need to glue this on. I had my inside wallpaper piece, and then I had this here, so as I chose my pieces, let me make sure that I am putting the right one in there. I think I wanted that one in there because there's more green here. All right, so we're going to work on this cover, or yeah, we're going to work on this journal. Doesn't really matter which one we get started on. It's a good thing I checked. And it would not have been that big a deal if I switch the pockets around. Either one of them would look nice. And I have this card that we made the other day out of ledger paper and digital paper in there. So one of these will go in here. And I'll just set this cover aside now so we can just work on the pages. Gonna have a little fun with this. I need to put some washi tape or paper strip up there because the printer pulled it out wrong. So I got a new printer. It just would stop printing. Like I couldn't get it to print unless I went into troubleshooting. I may have told you this. And then once I hit troubleshoot, it would start printing. It was like, okay, I'll do it. But every time. So, and then it stopped even doing that. I would hit troubleshoot and it still wouldn't do anything. So anyway, I got a new printer through HP. And it's doing that again. So I have to call them and say, what is the deal? Why won't it stay connected? But anyway, I printed one set, when I had it working, I printed one set of digital papers, like a whole collection of pages and tags, and it was a lot of pages, and it printed everything. And it didn't pull things out wrong, leaving these edges like my other one was doing. So hopefully that will be a good trait if I decide to keep it. I have a 30-day trial with this printer, but I've got to call. So I just had to cover that. Oh, I don't know where my cap is. Oh, here it is. So I'm going to create a place to journal here. I did prepare it. This is from a vintage notebook, pocket notebook, and I stamped this on it. It's, I don't know what set it's from. It might be Sam Poole's, one of her signatures from the past sets. So I'm going to glue that down. Let's see if I have any of these little collage pieces that go with this. Oh yes, yes. Okay, so I'll use this little scrap. This is from that really old, from the 1820s scrapbook or ledger book. And so I use a piece of that, and then I'll use one of these digital labels. And I like her. She looks very jaunty. On this back page, I had the swan collage or fabric flip. So I'm not going to make that because I already did 2 of them in the other video. So I will come back to that off camera. Now we're going to do, are we doing something to this? Yes, we are. You can see I already stamped. This is done. All this rest of this space is going to be for journaling. Now, I don't think I have things picked for this, but I'm going to make a couple of little pockets. With digital pieces. Just do these. So I'm going to have them so something will tuck in this side and something will tuck in this side. So this is very simple. Just glue it on with one side open. And I'll find some little cards to tuck in them. And you can see I already added lace to that. So I don't know if I'll do anything else to the front, but that's all I have done with the first one so far. There's that page. This is from that book that said indices on the front, that long skinny. Notebook. But this one has an address on it, so I want to cover that up with something. I didn't have to do that with the other one, so I didn't have anything prepared for that. It doesn't take up too much space. It's not quite wide enough, so I'll add something here. Like maybe one of these strips will be enough. Yes, okay. Well, I moved things over this side a little bit because there's still some pen there. So I'll put something else there. Oh, I got 2 pages here. This was a little price tag that was paper clipped to a little tiny note card. So they were sold individually for 5 cents. Note card in an envelope, and I got a whole pack of them. I think I'm going to use a real, authentic label here. Oh, here it is. This is Dr. Meyer's Genuine Liquid Shampoo with quinine. And we can see through that. You can see the writing through that, so I think I'll use a larger label. I don't think that's big enough. Well, this is a little larger than I need, but I can make it, I can just keep it over there because I don't want to cut it off. And I don't want to cover up that paper that I have there. I'll just use glue stick for this. It's a thin paper. That's all I need to do to this paper so far, I believe. Yep. I guess I need more washi tape on this. I'll come back and do that later. I've lost my place. Okay, this goes here. But I don't have the next one in line in this journal I'm copying is a vintage ledger page, and I don't have one in this book. So here's this one written in German. Trim some of it off. Sorry, I had the air conditioner was running and I had my craft room door open. So I'm sorry, it was probably an annoying noise for you. It just shut off and that's how I remembered. It got really hot. It's in the 80s today. The low 80s. So it's really hot for, you know, toward the end of October. Now we have a special treat for here. I have a little stack of these vintage bill heads that I got at the flea market this year. So I'm putting one in each journal. And I love it because it's small and it's blue. Pennsylvania dairy butter, butter, fruits, and vegetables. Goods delivered free of charge. It says Hampton, Virginia. So I'm not sure why Pennsylvania dairy was going to Virginia back in those days, 1880s. I don't know. I did not glue this up. I have it paper clipped, but I might end up gluing it before I'm done. And I want to just put this little playing card in here. Well, did I glue it? Because this side is glued. Nope, I left this side open. Well, since I glued this side, I'm just going to go ahead and glue the whole thing. And I have this also from the French ads stamp set. I stamped it on a coffee dyed pink paper, and I used my acorn ink from VersaFine Claire that looks like a reddish brown. I love it stamped on this pink paper, the coffee dyed pink paper. I did that before and I just love it, so I'm doing it again. And I'm just going to glue this at the top of this pocket with some of it sticking off the top. Should have done that before I glued the page shut, but I didn't do that. I'm going to put this digital in. I'll probably ink it up later. And I have another antique piece to put in here. Little antique floral card. It says, "May every blessing attend birthday." And that's it for that one. I'm going to get a doily too to put in here. So that is going to go on the outside of this. Well, I just have a copy dyed paper here now. And the only thing I did was to glue a little embroidered label. It's digital, it's not real embroidery, but they're pictures of real embroidery. So I just picked one of these and glued it up here. I'm gonna ink it. That's it for that one. So here I'm just going to clip a vintage notebook paper and a digital card. And I will ink around this later also. Oh, there go the paper clips. Well, for this one, in the other journal, I had the page folded up and had a pocket that way. But well, I know I have some little tiny antique pieces in that scrapbook, so I'm going to try to soak some more things off of those scrapbook pages before I'm done with these journals. That way I can put one of the little ones on this fold. But I'm going to I don't think I'll glue this down, but maybe I should, because I think folding it and unfolding it might make it crack. So yeah, I will. And then I have this really old page from a Sunday school attendance book. It's from the 1800s. I don't see the year on here, but I know it is. It's on some of the pages. These are pieces that came with the kit. I think I need these two for something else. Maybe this one? Yeah, that'll fit. This one was too wide. So just a couple pieces in there. Now we've got some fun stuff to do on this page too. This is from a vintage geography book, atlas type of book. It's pretty old, and I love the paper. I'm going to reinforce that edge, that fold. Don't fold this first, because I made that mistake before, and then you have to line up both folds, and that's just about impossible. So I'll just let the glue dry a little bit while I look for some more embellishments to this page. I'm going to add a piece of vintage crochet. And I'm just going to glue this here. Well, I'm going to glue down my oh my goodness, trying to think and talk, think about something in the future while I talk about something right now. It's not working. I want to look for these and glue one down before I glue the lace down, because that might determine where I place the lace crochet. So these are, again, very old, from the early 1900s, 1910s. Some images. And since this is a tall book, I can use some of these tall images. From a magazine. Okay, so now that I have her there, I see that I want to glue this down a little bit lower. I die cut some of these, what are they called? 3D embosslets from Tim Holtz. He doesn't make those embosslets anymore, but I die cut a few. I love these things. So I'm just gonna, it's made, this was a thin kind of a handmade type of paper. So I'll put that there behind her. Now that this is dry, I can fold it again. I'm going to give you some journaling spots on this page. Some of these are Rachel digitals from Roxy Creations. And some of them are from other places. Well, none of these are journaling. Some of these are ones that I made with my collection. Yep, I need, well, you could make notes on that. I'm just going to glue that there. If you want to write on it, you can. And this will just be a little pocket. I'm going to use a little piece of the same lace at the top of this. This is from this digital kit that I'm using for the pages. This is part of the ephemera pieces that come with it. And that one. I stamped this. Now this is from, it's also Lorna or Tailor Made Journals, but it's a different stamp set. I'm cutting with my thread cutting scissors. And I love this because they're little smaller images. They still look fancy and French though. And it goes this way because the writing is this way. So do I want to use her? I think so. I like that. I'm going to put one of these tags in, and then I'll look for a digital tag. If these will fit. This is kind of a narrow pocket. Yeah, that'll fit. Okay, so I told you that would be a fun page. I just have this rice paper page that, or typewriter. I didn't do anything to that. And I have a map page, and the only thing I did to that was to paper clip something on it. This is from one of those books. I backed it with coffee dyed paper already. It's one of those books that talk about a certain decade or a certain year. And this one has department store prices. And there were some other price lists that I cut out, and I can use them in the other journals. So I'm just going to paper clip this here. That'll be fun to look at. And for this page, I'm going to make a pocket here and add some tatting. I'm going to put this bird piece on a piece of cardstock and sew it down. These are all strips of tatting. And I'd like to use this one. It's got rickrack that is crocheted together, and then it's got crochet. It's a lot of work for a little piece of rickrack. But I am glad that somebody did it. So I'm going to sew this to the cardstock, and I'll be right back. Okay, this pocket is done. I don't know what is going to go inside it yet. I am going to have to edit a lot of stuff out of this video because I'm already up to an hour. And I knew I would be editing some out, but I'll have to edit a lot out. I want to keep going. I have some stamps ready to go on this page. And they're both from the French Ads set. I stamped them on in the other book. And I just left them on the blocks so I could do them in the next two books. I spilled my paper clips and I haven't even stopped to pick them up. This is going up here. Upside down. So I'm going to stamp it on a piece of coffee dyed paper and glue it on. Okay, well, I started to touch the stamp down here and realized I had it upside down. So it didn't completely stamp down it, but there's a little bit over here because this big piece was here, the way I was holding it. But I stamped it on coffee dyed paper and just kind of tore it out and glued it down. You can still see a little black, and then there's that one. Is that all I'm doing on this page? No. This is what I needed these other pieces for, just to make a little pocket here. I think I like that one. I'm going to cut it a little bit narrower. And I'm going to add a digital here. Okay, I probably edited out a bunch, but I sewed this digital piece on that I've had in my stash for a long time. This is part of the digital kit, and I'm going to just glue it on as a pocket. My air conditioner came on while I was sewing, so I closed the door this time. You can probably still hear a little bit though. I'm going to tuck in one of these button cards. It's a digital button card. And a Victorian piece with violets. So this is the page that those shopping price lists came from, or the book. They came from the same book, not this page. I'm going to make a little pocket with a digital doily. I think I'll use this one. And I want to have it go across the fold so it'll show up on this side of the page too. But it's going to be a tuck spot. So right from there. And I want to put glue on this whole thing. I had these file folders that have been printed and in my stash for a long time. So I am making a booklet out of them. And I already have some pages in there. I'm going to ink around this on the inside, and then I'm going to sew that all together as a booklet and then have it tucked in here. Take some of this glue off. So I'll just have to sew that together later. This one has label that I stamped right here. So I will ink here the parts that will show when the envelope, when you open up the envelope. This will get sewn in, signature like that, and then I will glue it closed and then it'll flip back and forth like that. But it's just going to have this label on the outside. And that is it for today. I have done everything in this journal that I did in the first journal. So I'll have to do it all for the third journal, and then we'll see what else, because I'll probably do a little bit more. But I'm very excited about these. They're shaping up very nicely and I love them. And I'm not keeping one. They're all for you. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. I will, like I said, I'll delete a lot of stuff, edit out stuff, and hopefully get it closer to where I can upload it more easily. So I'll see you in the next video, and I hope that you are having a creative day. Bye.